He's asking a brilliant question. And that is, does the coming of Mashiach have anything to do with the non-Jews? And I can understand why this question is asked, because someone who's not Jewish may think that, what does Judaism have to offer me? It seems to be all about the Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel. What does the coming of Mashiach have to do with the rest of us? I feel left out. Does a person who is not a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob have any part in the coming of Mashiach? As it turns out, listen very carefully, whereas Abraham redeemed 70 souls in Haran, whereas Moses, our teacher of blessed memory, Alav Shalom, God used him to redeem a single nation, the Bnei Yisrael, from Mitzrayim, and bring them to the Jordan. So a single nation was redeemed through Moses. When Mashiach comes, the world will be redeemed. And this is very critical. In fact, that's the central theme of the Messianic age, that the whole world will know the truth. It's the redemption of the world, which means, here's the point, that when the coming of the Mashiach, it's not that Gentiles, meaning, that's not really a Jewish word. It's a kind of a Latin derivative. Not only will non-Jews have a place in it, it's really all about non-Jews. Meaning, it's about the world being redeemed, those who choose the God of Israel. As it says in Isaiah chapter 11, verse 9, "For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of Hashem as the water covers the sea." That in the Messianic age, the knowledge of Hashem will fill the entire world, not just the Jewish people. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 33. "No longer will anyone teach his neighbor or his brother, saying, Know the Lord." Why? "For they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, declares the Lord." The purpose of Mashiach is that the whole world will know. In fact, the whole end of Sefer Zechariah, written by a prophet who lived 2,500 years ago, is about the redemption of the nations of the world in the Messianic age. As Zechariah 8 ends, in those days 10 people of different nations will grab the shirt of a Jew and say, "Take us with you." And it's talking about not one person, but many, imochem, because we have heard, kishamanu, that God is with you. By the way, if we're wrong about Jesus, why are they coming to us? If Judaism is a false religion or a nullified religion, then why are they coming to us? Not that I'm so great. The answer is that ultimately the nations will recognize that they've made a terrible, terrible mistake. In fact, Sephania, you may know him as Zephaniah, who was a contemporary of Jeremiah. He lived at the end of the tail end of the first temple period. He says that then I will make the peoples of pure speech, so they will all invoke the name of Hashem and serve him of one accord. That's what it tells us. So in fact, the nations of the world will be transformed by the coming of the Mashiach. "Arise and shine, for your light has come." Micha, a great prophet who lived early during the Assyrian Empire, he was a contemporary of Isaiah, Hosea, and Amos. He writes, "In the end, the day shall come to pass," this is chapter 4, "that the mountain of Hashem's house will be established on the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow to it." It's really an exquisite use of language, because the term there is used like water, but it's flowing. Water is now flowing up instead of flowing down, which means against nature, flowing up to Yerushalayim, and it will be exalted above the hills, and the people will stream to it. And many nations will go and say, "Come, let us go to the mountain of Hashem and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. He mitzion teitei Torah, for out of Zion will go forth the law and the word of Hashem from Yerushalayim." So what we find, I'm giving you just a taste of this, as the nations when Mashiach comes will recognize their error. They will come to the Jews. Jeremiah 16 verse 19, 20, and the Gentiles will come to you, the nations will come to you and say, "Surely you've inherited lies and vanity, where is no truth? How can one make himself a man as God?" The function of the Messianic age is the redemption not only of the Jews, but of the whole world. And it is the role of the Jew only to facilitate that. Meaning, the role of the Jewish people really is to facilitate the salvation of the world, who until the Messianic age rejected and said, "Oh, the Jews are cursed. The Jews don't know what they're talking about. They reject the truth. They killed God, they killed the Messiah, whatever it is. But when Mashiach comes, they're going to go, Mi, Haman Lishmosenu, Zrei Hashem Ami Nigulusa. Who would have believed our report? Look to whom the arm of the Lord has been revealed. What they will finally encounter, witness, is like nothing they'd ever heard. What they will see is, what they will hear finally, is that nothing they will ever consider. Read Isaiah 52, verse 15, Isaiah 53, 1. The text that the Christians use and apply to Jesus. Read it for yourself and read it in context. And you'll see that the world will be shocked. Who would have believed such a thing? Who would have believed possibly that all this time the Jews who we accused of being wrong and being corrupt were in fact teaching us the truth all this time? So therefore, my friend, that the coming of the Mashiach, it's not just that the Gentiles or the nations of the world are included in it. That's not the case. They are the central focus of it. And the role of the Jew is to be a mamleches kohanim v'goy kadosh, which means a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. And the purpose is that we should be an or lagoyim, a light to the nations. And may it be through the study of the Torah, Hashem's word, and the study of the prophets of Israel, that we will bring about the coming of the true Mashiach, b'meher b'yameinu, quickly in our time. Thank you for that insightful question.
Adon olam אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא ועת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא